The Nets are trading for All-Star NBA All-Star James Harden and sending 4 first-round picks and 4 draft swaps to the Rockets.
I think one championship probably justifies it. I think you get a championship, you give up draft picks for a championship, I think, right?
Yeah.
But if you don't win a championship, you've done this for the second time in the last 7-8 years. Like, there's no question. The Nets have the most star power in the Eastern Conference. Do they have the best team in the Eastern Conference?
I don't know.
We'll find out. I don't think so.
When there's adversity, internal
it's
strife,
coming.
or if it's the noise from the outside, the pressure.
Oh, it's coming.
How are they going to deal with it? Who's going to take the lead? One of the brothers was skeptical from Jump Street. Not even from Jump Street. From Hop, Skip, and Jump Street. Somebody was skeptical that these 2 dudes, or these 3 dudes, soon to be 3, could actually coexist. I mean, Michael, the word is easy. It's too easy.
If healthy, they're going to win the championship. If they had been healthy, they would have won the championship. If it had not been for Kevin Durant's shoe size, they would have won against Milwaukee. If it had not been for Kyrie Irving going down in Game 4, they would have won. If James Harden had not been hurt, they would have won. On and on and on and on. I keep hearing it. So the champions of the ifs are the Brooklyn Nets.
But the Brooklyn thing, I didn't know I'd be this right. See, I thought what would happen is they lose in like Game 6 or Game 7 of the NBA Finals.
What a disaster.
You got one guy.
Awful.
You know, one guy's like, I'm only gonna play.
Because you're not laughing at them, you're laughing at me. You're not even laughing at them at this point. This is about me.
It's so good. What a close. What a way to end it.
Yeah, one guy hurt, one guy unvaccinated, and another guy is like, get me out of here. If he gets traded, I'm not coming to the show tomorrow.
This is the end of it?
I'm not showing up tomorrow.
We've had a couple of days to process it, and now we're going to unpack it with the homie Vinny Goodwill. Nice shirt. You know how Michael cheesed up, Lord have mercy, with your nice bleached white teeth. You know how...
Stay out my business. Stay out my business.
Vinny, can you hear us? You can't hear us, Vinny?
It's funny. It's technical difficulties right now. I can't hear y'all, but I can read like y'all lips.
Body language.
I can't figure out if this is Michael Smith taking a victory lap because of yesterday or Michael Holley taking a victory lap because of last week.
Gary, go ahead. Y'all figure out Vinny's audio. Michael and I will keep talking. Figure out Vinny's audio and then just bring Vinny back as soon as everything is working.
Now, you know you're talking to a person that can't hear, right?
I'm talking to producers. Gary, take Vinny off. Take Vinny off the screen.
Yeah.
Thank you. And then bring him back when he's ready to go. Okay. So this is what I was going to say, Michael.
What are you going to say?
I was thinking about it like this, and I'll give you the floor. You know how when we tell stories to one another, especially in big groups, you got everybody's attention, you'll say something like, but the trip part about it was, you know what I mean? That's one of my favorite phrases. But the trip part about it was.
Trip part about it was.
Yeah.
Then come to find out.
Yeah.
Then come to find out.
So this entire story over the last few days have been a bunch of come to find out.
She tells me.
Right, it's been a bunch of come to find, like, bet. So check it. Yeah. See, so it's a bunch of that, right? So when you look at the totality of this trade, now that you've had a couple of days, Vinny, you got us now, Vinny? You got us?
I got y'all now.
So okay, you'll appreciate this. So what I was telling Michael was, you know how we tell stories among one another. One of my favorite phrases is, the trip part about it was, you know what I mean? So there's so many things that have come out, so many come to find outs over the last couple of days. Michael, because you've been right from day one, and then Vinny, you take it after that. I guess I'll just ask you like that, Mike.
No, since I've been right. No, Vinny.
Your body of work speaks for itself.
I'm good.
Yeah, your body of work speaks for itself.
Yeah.
Hey, Vinny, you also know everything and probably know a lot of stuff that hasn't been written and reported. What is the trip part about it was when it comes to this trade and the story and all the dirty laundry that's being aired in the last couple of days?
Have you ever seen a situation where there's no good guys, there's no sympathetic figures, where everybody looks like dirty right now?
Yeah.
And the person, the crazy thing is, the person who I empathize with the most out of this is the dude that tanked it twice in a calendar year to get out of the places that he's at. And that's actually James Harden. That's actually the dude without the championship. That's actually the dude whose play style is something I've never actually gotten down with, this insurance fraud, trick, and the refs. But when he looked around and said, wait, what's the sliding scale here? We gonna let Kyrie Irving come back when we're reasonably doing well. We're gonna let Kyrie Irving come back without saying, hey, you need to get vaccinated, and allow him to be a part-time player. The line of demarcation from James Harden disengaging, you can go back to the day that the team, now, if you want to say the team, that's one thing. If you want to say Kevin Durant, you might be a little more accurate to say that Kevin Durant wanted Kyrie Irving back in the fold. And we all know that the NBA is a players' league who has basically whoever has the most juice rules. And on that roster, the calendar goes Kevin Durant number 1, Kyrie Irving number 2, and way, way down is James Harden. So he's used to being in charge. And even though he was in charge in Houston and didn't go anywhere, he's not used to being number 3, and he's not used to this level of dysfunction. Now, if it's the dysfunction that I'm causing, that's one thing. If it's the dysfunction,
so
whole nother ball game, and I can't stand for that.
So a couple of things. One, I was thinking of it in slightly similar terms, Vinny, where it's like usually things don't work out for basketball reasons. Like the trick part about it is, for me, Michael, it was never about, they can't share the ball. Or who's going to take the last shot. All the things that we talked about throughout history when superstars get together or their egos can't coexist, they never played long enough to clash. They played for 16 games. Like the Nets fell apart on some bullshit. Like, let's be honest about it. Like, it was just egos. And it's like, but on the other side, it's the same thing with the Sixers. These two dudes got swapped because everybody was tired of their stuff. At the end of the day, like, it was not about basketball. It was not about ability. It wasn't about like, oh, we're losing, we got to blow it up. That's why they were lost. But the thing about Harden, Michael, that I would say, and we'll get to Simmons in a minute, but we'll focus on Harden, Vinny, since you started. Michael, the thing about Harden that I want to pose to you is, Harden strikes me as like that woman that's had way too many boyfriends, or that person.
Oh, I was just going to say.
That person whose resume is way too long. It's like, dog, why you got so many jobs? Because like Harden has run through every superstar. And you can't do this twice. You can do it the first time, get a championship and be good. You can't tank it twice, because even if Philly does win a championship, how much credit is Harden really going to get? Are we going to look at Harden from a positive light after what he's done to 2 franchises? You know?
Y'all, it's just like this. It is that person in a relationship. It's like maybe a dude who just got a reputation. I ain't talking about y'all, but some people maybe that you know. You got a reputation, and the ladies know. Oh, wait a minute, stay away from him. You know. Okay, I said I ain't talking about you. I ain't talking about you. This may be like maybe somebody you know, like some neighbors or something like that. But James Harden, even before he was traded, okay, he's bringing people to him, bringing people to Houston. Oh, I want to play. Hey, bring Dwight Howard down. That's my boy. I want to play with Dwight Howard. That don't work. Oh, bring Chris Paul here. That don't work. Russell, I want to play with Russell. I know how to play with Russ. That don't work. Then he wants out of Houston, goes to Brooklyn. They gave up the whole franchise. Give up like 8, between 4 first-round picks and 4 draft swaps. Is that what it was? It's like 8 first-round picks for this dude. Then Philly still says, oh, we want him. What y'all
get you somebody who loves you the way Daryl Morey loves James Harden.
Dad, okay, Mike, you say, what's the tripped out part? That. It's the tripped out part is that they still believe that James Harden is worth all this trouble. And over the last couple of years, and Vinny has pointed this out, and I couldn't agree with him more.
He's been calling that.
His game is just sliding. He's not bad, but he's not where he was just even 2-3 years ago. He's a different kind of player. I just don't understand what Philly is looking for.
You know what this is? As a veteran at being single, you know what this is? Why y'all laughing? Because I feel like y'all know what's coming. It's a Chris Rock skit.
No. I like the way you phrased it. I like the way you phrased it. A veteran of being single.
I'm a vet at this. With Chris Rock in one of his old specials, he said, you know the way to make a woman happy? You can't make a woman happy. It's impossible. That might be James Harden. Because you give him everything he wanted, he wants out. You give him the whole kingdom, get me out of here. You don't give him enough of the kingdom, get me out of here. So now he goes back to his blanket and his binky and Daryl Morey, and they think that they going to replicate all this, except, you know, that big fella you got down there, Joel Embiid, he needs the ball more than anybody. And put it like this, there is something that goes against everything that I believe in as far as what I watch in basketball, to see Daryl Morey win, to see a character like that who does not embrace the people part of this business, who's never been held accountable for a damn thing that he's ever said or done related to basketball or not related to basketball, and the fact that he's winning, that shouldn't make people feel good. If Philly wins, so be it. But the craziest part, the tripped out part of me, to all me for this, y'all, guess what? Neither one of these teams gonna make the conference finals. Neither one of them.
You know what, Vinny? I think what you're saying about James Harden, Prince said it this way on the album right behind you. Some say a man ain't happy unless a man truly dies. Oh, why? Sign of the times. I just had to give that shout out because you got an impressive collection behind you. That's all I want to say.
We definitely got to get to the Super Bowl with you before we got you. We've been on this whole show. We even talk about the halftime show, Michael. So we got our music aficionado and Vinny here to do it.
I gave you a nice little segue.
But wait, we got to talk about Simmons though. We can't. I mean, like Simmons, Michael. Simmons was like a hit for us. We kept talking about Simmons like every day. We kept playing that hit.
We just got tired of him, though.
Right, as did the Sixers. I mean, you know, Joel Embiid couldn't. He had all kinds of tweets saved in drafts when they got rid of Simmons. I know that Simmons this was about him supposedly wanting his own team, wanting to be the star. He's the farthest thing from that in Brooklyn. But this was the best thing for him, and I really like that fit if he fits into the role of lockdown defender and facilitator and force teams to exploit his inability and unwillingness to shoot in the playoffs, but don't, like, all he's got to do is set screens and make brilliant passes in the half court, flourish in transition. Like, I love his fit with the Nets. I really do, Vinny. Like, I think that even in decline, the Sixers, Vinny, got the better player, but the Nets got the better fit and the better pieces. Does that make sense? Usually you say who won the trade gets the best player. I think the Nets got the better pieces and the better fit.
That sounds nice. But the thing is, the biggest piece of this trade, and whether it's going to work out for Brooklyn or not, y'all know the biggest piece of this trade, whether it's going to work or not for Brooklyn? Y'all know it, or you should have to tell y'all? You want me to tell y'all? I'll tell you.
Tell us.
Steve Nash?
No.
Oh, Kyrie?
Boom! Tell him what he's won. If Kyrie Irving doesn't play or is a part-time lover, guess what? That means you need Ben Simmons to do more, like shoot and score. You know what I mean? Yeah. If Kyrie Irving is there and he's not truant half the time, then you've really got something, because it allows Ben Simmons to be everything that he needs to be on the defensive end. And it pretty much doesn't allow defenses to really lay off him and exploit him, because he can just go to the basket and really put pressure on defenses. But we don't know which Ben Simmons we're going to see. We don't know what type of shape he's in. We don't know about his mindset.
Physically and mentally, yeah.
Yeah, physically and mentally. There's a lot of big questions. And honestly, is this the best place for him? It's in New York City. And although it's not the Knicks, there's a pretty big spotlight on what that team is going to do as far as not just now, but in the future. Do you want Ben Simmons, if you are someone who loves Ben Simmons, whether he's as a player or person, do you want him to have that type of pressure on an everyday basis? And do you want him playing next to Kyrie Irving? Do you want these two meeting of the minds meshing together, and what type of nonsense these two can cook up together? Kevin Durant might be in the middle of Arkham Asylum right now, and he just doesn't know it.
Hey, thanks for watching Brother from Another on YouTube. Make sure you hit subscribe before you leave, and be sure to watch us 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern Time on Peacock. Appreciate you.